I wanted to talk today about how I organize my content personally, making it easily accessible, easily downloadable, and then easily manageable from multiple devices. Welcome back to On the Horizon. This is MelRose Michaels. I am your host, and I'm here to share what's worked for me in building my adult creator business to try to make building yours just a little bit easier. Let's get into today's episode. There is a common theme of questions that come up inside CEO Society, our closed group of adult creators, and that is how to organize content. I think this all stems from the fact that as adult performers and creators, we create so much content, whether that is proper scenes that we're filming for our platforms and our clip stores, or whether that is live webcam shows that we've recorded from live sessions we've done, or whether that is just like selfie style, on the go social media content, not even specifically explicit in nature. But over time, it just accumulates on our devices, on our phones, and no one knows how to organize and categorize and track any of it. Now, inside CEO Society, our closed community, there are resources available for this. There's some really great Notion systems that creators are using, and they're available for free inside the community. So if you want access to that, just head over there and join. It's ceosociety.app. We'll get you approved as a member, and it's all free. But I wanted to talk a little bit today about how I organize my content personally, and it's certainly a unique system for me, and I want to touch on that theme and idea specifically. When you're developing systems for anything in your business, and especially in our adult businesses, the systems that you put in place have to actually function and work for you specifically. If you're creating a system in Notion, but you aren't an active Notion user, it's probably not going to be something you sustain using, or you return back to, or you keep up with. If you are not a Google Task user, but you're building out your system there, that's probably not going to work because you are adding friction by creating a system in a place in a way that you don't naturally use or gravitate towards, or doesn't function with your real life and your real processes. I work in a couple different softwares across all my businesses. I monitor my tasks and kind of project management happens in Asana. My calendar and time management happens in Motion. And between those two things, a common thread that helps me with everything else is Telegram. And Telegram is where I communicate with everyone on my team, my personal assistants, my colleagues here at SWCEO, my editors, my everything, my friends even, as well as all of my adult industry contacts. It all is centralized for me on Telegram. So if you were to open up my iPhone and go into my screen time, you would find that Telegram has one of the highest usages across all of my apps on a daily basis. And that's because I kind of live and breathe in Telegram. It's where all the communication happens. It's where I get most of my notifications and where my attention gets drawn the most. And that is simply a side effect of the way I live and work in my businesses. Now, with all of that said, that makes Telegram messaging app a really convenient place for me to do a lot of things. And one of those things is organizing my content. And this is such an unlikely way of using Telegram. This is an unusual use case for Telegram because it's not meant for this purpose, right? We think about organizing content and we think about utilizing a Dropbox, or we think about utilizing a Google Drive or a Notion system like I mentioned earlier. And all of those are fantastic options. A lot of those, Notion is free to an extent, but Dropbox is paid. Google Drive, you'll need to pay for storage upgrades. Telegram is not. So Telegram you can use for free in this way. And I think that's what makes it such a fantastic tool if you did utilize it for organizing content, especially for adult performers or creators who are just starting out. So how do I do this? Well, in Telegram, you can message people that you know, of course, just like a regular messaging app. But you can also start channels. And a channel is essentially a message to a group of people or yourself even, where you can send things and keep it organized in a channel. So I create a private Telegram channel with myself. It kind of looks like a message to yourself, except no one's replying. It's like a message into the void. And I will store and publish my content into this channel. Why I do this is not just because it's convenient, but also because Telegram messages and channels are searchable. So every word you write in a Telegram message or Telegram channel can be searched by clicking the little magnifying glass icon in the top right of that Telegram channel or message. Why this is super useful is that whenever I send content to my Telegram channel, I will put a descriptor of it. I will either write the caption I'm going to use with it when I go to publish it, or I will describe the content, blue lingerie, JOI, inside the bedroom in sunlight, whatever it is. I will have descriptors to the content. I will have keywords to the content. I'll have a caption for the content. I'll label the content. I'll add the title of the video to the content. I'll add my publishing date to the content. I'll do all of that when I send it into that Telegram channel. Because if I ever need to go to look for that content, all I have to do is tap that magnifying glass and search any of those number of keywords or descriptors or scene tags or titles or whatever it might be, the publishing date, and I can easily be brought up and the chat or the channel will jump straight to that content that I'm looking for. And this makes it so much quicker for me to locate content that I'm seeking, rather than something like Dropbox where I'm going into a folder, into another folder and hunting and trying to find things, or Google Drive, the same problem. When you can just put in a keyword and search it like you can in a Telegram channel, you're brought to it very quickly and you have access to it in a couple seconds, if that. And that for me really helps in terms of convenience. And when you have a system that is convenient and works with you in the way you naturally work, that's what makes a system really sustainable for you. My Telegram channels and my content are easily searchable so I can find things, which means if I'm chatting with a fan in DMs, I can easily find the content I want for them to send them in a locked PPV because I can just search it up really quick and be brought right to it. The other benefit I find of doing this in Telegram channels is that I can download the content really quickly. So on Dropbox, on Google Drive, and these other systems, it takes a long time for the content to download to my device, back to my phone. In Telegram, it's very, very quick. And this makes this, again, very convenient. And convenience is a core component to a successful system that you're going to stick with and sustain.
If you're enjoying this podcast episode so far, please take one moment to share it with another one of your adult content creator friends, because you know what the rule is here. We do not gatekeep, and we want to make as many adult creators' businesses as easy as possible. And you sharing this episode with them might do exactly that. Thanks so much in advance.
Now, the last component to why I find Telegram so useful is that it is a cloud-based messaging app, and it's going to work across all your devices. You can log into Telegram via the app on your phone and phone devices. You can log into it via a browser or web app, and you can do it on an iPad, all the same. You can access it from all of your devices and have them open in multiple places if you want, meaning that you can pull content from anywhere very quickly and very easily. Now, one last thing I want to touch on with this topic is that I also send content to my Telegram channel in the same way or in the same order I plan on posting it to my adult platforms. So if the first thing that posts to my OnlyFans feed is a safe for work picture, then that's the first piece of content I will send to the channel as I'm uploading all of the content for this one shoot. If the second thing that posts to my OnlyFans feed is a not safe for work picture, that's the second thing I'll send to the channel when I'm putting my content in my channel after I've shot it. If the third thing that posts is the trailer to my explicit video, then that's the third thing I'll send. The fourth thing's my explicit video and it goes out in a locked PPV, that's the fourth thing I'll send to my channel. And this is useful because when you open up Telegram web or browser application, say on your laptop or desktop, you can then download the content in order and schedule it in order right there in your OnlyFans queue or whatever platform you're calling home. So I hope this was useful. This is just a high view, zoomed out kind of description of how I use Telegram to categorize and organize my content, making it easily accessible, easily downloadable, and then easily manageable from multiple devices. And I hope that if this is useful to you, if the system makes sense for you specifically, if you're already a Telegram user or you like the convenience aspect of this, that you can take it and implement it for yourself. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.
it would be absolutely incredible if you rated this podcast 5 stars and left a little review. We want to get this podcast to as many adult creators as possible, and you taking a second to leave a couple stars and a review really helps us do that. Thanks so much.